my dear 10th class students, and I'm your physics teacher. Today I'm going to teach you continuation of the lesson chemical equations. Okay, so in a chemical equations, yesterday what we have studied, during a chemical change, a new product is formed. A new product is formed. Okay, so that any chemical change or any chemical reaction, we have seen in activity 1, activity 2 and activity 3. So there are many full description we have seen. Okay, so that full description writing in a short form is nothing but word equation. Okay, so last class in activity 1 what we have studied, where we have taken a beaker, we have added calcium oxide and water to it, and our colorless solution is formed. Whenever we are touching a beaker, a hot, we can observe, beaker is a hot, we have observed. So all this chemical reaction, in a description form is very big. So for this described activity, if I want to write in a shorter form, okay, in a shorter form, by seeing we can get which type of chemical change takes place. Okay, so all this description in a shorter form is nothing but word equation. What is word equation, students? The description of chemical reaction in a shorter form. Any chemical reaction description in a shorter form is nothing but word equation, or we can call it as a chemical equation. Okay, students, now see student, last class we have seen in activity 1 what happened. Calcium oxide, one second, calcium oxide reacting with water to give calcium hydroxide solution. Okay, so here whatever activity we have described in activity 1 last class, what happened here, we have written as a equation in a shorter form. Okay, so this shorter form, like calcium oxide plus water gives rise to calcium hydroxide, is a short form of the description. Okay, so this short form we are calling it as a word equation, or else this we will call it as a chemical equation, students. Okay, so in a chemical equation, the substances which are undergoing a chemical change, is nothing but chemical reactant. Sorry. So we can see here calcium oxide plus water. These two substances are undergoing a chemical change. So this substances, calcium oxide and water, these two are the substances which are undergoing a chemical change. So these two substances are nothing but reactants. And this substance is nothing but, if whenever we are combining these two, a new substance is formed. Okay, this new substance is called product. Okay, so this reactant and product we are separating by an arrow. Okay, so by an arrow. So arrow's left hand side is reactant and arrow's right hand side is product. Got it, students? So what is the word equation? Whatever description of all chemical changes in a shorter form is nothing but word equation or chemical equation. Okay, in word equation, the substances which are undergoing a chemical change are called reactants, and substances which are undergoing new substances which is formed due to chemical reaction is nothing but product. Okay, so here we are just separating this reactant and product with an arrow. Left hand side of an arrow is reactants and right hand side of an arrow is a product. Got it, students? Now here any chemical equation can be written with the symbols. Okay, these are the symbols of the reactants which are undergone. Okay, calcium, symbol of calcium is Ca, and this is oxygen, symbol of oxygen is O, So H2 hydrogen, okay, like this. Each element in a chemical word equation, each element in a word equation is written, is specified with their symbols in a chemical equation. Got it, students? So like here, like all activities we have seen before, isn't it? So in first activity, what is that? Calcium oxide plus H2O gives rise to calcium hydroxide. In second activity, already these equations I have written in last class also. But this is a word equation topic, so we are going to study about these equations. So now, what about in second activity? What we have? Z plus. Third activity, whenever zinc is reacting with HCl, so what you will get now? Zinc ZnCl2 will get plus H2O. H2 hydrogen gas is released. Okay, so this is also word equation of the activity 3. Okay, so here release of hydrogen gas is also specified. So like this, students, for any reaction we can write equation. One more we have seen now, sodium sulfate is reacting with barium chloride. Okay, so what we have seen in activity 2, again we have seen one more word equation or chemical equation, that is sodium sulfate reacting with barium chloride to give barium is reacting with sodium. So barium sulfate precipitate is formed plus sodium chloride. Okay, so this also we have seen. This reaction also we have seen. This is also chemical reaction. So what does it mean? In this reaction, here zinc and HCl reacting together to form a zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas is released. So here these two are the reactants and here these two are the products formed. Here in this activity 2, that is sodium sulfate and barium chloride is reacting. Here these two are the products and these two are the reactants, students. Okay, got it, students? Here also this is the one substance zinc, this is the another substance HCl. Okay, so these two are involving in a chemical change. Okay, so if these two are separating with the symbol plus symbol. Okay, so if suppose in a chemical change or during a chemical change or during a chemical reaction, if two or more reactants or reactants are present, then two or more reactants are present or two or more products are formed, then these two reactants or two or more reactants are separated with the symbol plus. Okay, so we can see here NaSO4 plus is written in between BaCl2. So these two are involving in the reaction. So we are separating these two with plus. Okay, similarly, this is in a reactant side. Now BaSO4 plus NaCl2, these are in a product side. Again in product side we are getting two new substances. Okay, so these two new substances again we are separating with the symbol plus. So any two substances are separated by this, what we can say that? We can say that any two substances are separated with the symbol plus. Got it, students? Now we can observe here. So now we'll see, students, now we'll see what are the different types of chemical equations we have. We have two types of chemical equation. One is skeletal equation and one is balanced equation. Okay. So skeletal equation means number of the atoms in a reactant side must not be equal to number of atoms in a product side. Okay. So here balanced equation means number of atoms in reactant side must be equal to number of atoms in a product side. So what does it mean? Number of atoms in a reactant side must be equal to number of atoms in a product side, it means that suppose we have seen now Zn zinc plus HCl. What are the byproducts we are getting? ZnCl2 plus H2. Okay. So now this is the reactant side. As we know, just now I have told, this is the reactant side and this is the product side. Now, in reactant side, how many Zn we have, student? Only one Zn. And how many HCl we have, student? Here, how many hydrogen? Zn. In reactant side, only one. And hydrogen 1, Cl 1. Whereas in product side, how many Zn, students? 1 Zn. But how many hydrogen? 2 hydrogen. How many Cl? Here this is 2 now, so 2 Cl. So here we can see number of atoms in reactant side. Here, number of atoms in reactant side. Number of atoms in reactant side, zinc we have 1 and hydrogen we have 1 and Cl we have 1. Whereas in product side, zinc we have 1 and hydrogen we have 2 and Cl we have 2. Okay. So here reactant number of atoms in a reactant side is not equal to number of atoms in a product side. So for that reason, this type of reaction is nothing but skeletal reaction. Got it, students? Once you take down, if you want, I am giving you few seconds of time. Here, what are the different two types of reaction we come across? A chemical equation. During a chemical equation, we are undergoing two types of reactions. That is, one is skeleton equation and another one is balanced equation. So chemical equations are of two types, skeleton equation and balanced equation. So skeleton equation, number of atoms in a reactant side should not be equal to number of atoms in a product side. Then we are calling it as a skeleton equation. So this is the example of skeleton equation. That is, zinc plus HCl gives rise to zinc Cl2 plus H2O. So here in this reactant side, you see first, in reactant side, zinc, number of reactants 1. In product side, number of zinc atoms 1. In hydrogen, in HCl, number of hydrogen in reactant side is 1. Number of hydrogen in the product side is here is 2. See, here this is the 2. And here number of Cl in reactant side is 1. And number of Cl in product side is 2. So these two are not equal, these two are not equal. So number of atoms in a reactant side is not equal to number of atoms in a product side. Okay, for that reason, this reaction is called skeleton equation. Once you go through, if you want, you can take down. Continue. So once you have taken down, student, now we will see what is a balanced equation. Okay, so just now we have seen what is a skeleton equation. So in a skeleton equation, number of atoms in the reactant side must not be equal to number of atoms in the product side, students. Now, so just now we have seen one example, that is Zn plus HCl gives rise to ZnCl2 plus H2. This is nothing but it is a skeleton equation. Okay, it is a skeleton equation. So, in our ninth class, okay, in our ninth class, what we have seen, students, what is a law of conservation of masses. Okay, in ninth class, we have seen law of conservation of masses. What does that law tells you? That masses according to law of conservation of masses, according to law of conservation of masses, it tells us about masses before reaction must be equal to masses after a chemical reaction. So students, this is our law of conservation of masses, which normally we have seen in our ninth class. Already we have seen one activity in ninth class, that we are taken one conical flask, and we have kept one element in the conical flask. Again we have taken test tube, we have kept that element separately in a test tube, and after that we have just measured it with spring balance, and this is the masses before the reaction, and after that we have mixed content of the test tube and content of the conical flask. Then reaction takes place. After that we have again measured the mass of this total. So masses after the reaction we have seen. Okay students, now at that time what we have observed in that live activity, students, masses of the reaction, masses before the reaction is equal to the masses after reaction we have seen. Okay, so here, so according to that law of conservation of mass, masses before the reaction must be equal to masses after the chemical reaction. For that reason, what we should do in order to get like this, for that reason we need to balance this skeletal equation. Okay, so because according to law of conservation of mass, there is a need to balance a chemical reaction. So what we should do according to law of conservation of mass, we should equate number of atoms in a reactant side, that is left hand side of the arrow, and number of elements in the right hand side of the arrow, we should make it as equal. Okay, so we need to balance the chemical reaction. So for that reason, now by this is an, now zinc plus HCl gives rise to ZnCl2 plus H2. It is an unbalanced equation. So now, because as we have studied in our ninth class, according to law of conservation of mass, what we need to do? We need to balance it. Balance it means Cl, 1 Zn, 1 Zn, okay. Now 1 Cl, H and 2H, and 1 Cl and 2 Cl. So what I should do? I should multiply here with 2. Okay. So here I should multiply with 2. So Zn plus 2 HCl. Zn plus 2 HCl gives rise to ZnCl2 plus H2. So now you can see here. Now here what I have done, I have multiply 2 here. So what does it do? 2 includes for this H also, and 2 is including for Cl also. This 2 is applicable for both hydrogen and Cl. So now we'll see, students, in reactant side, how many zinc we have in reactant side? Reactant side, and this is the product side. Now we'll see number of atoms now. So zinc, H and Cl. How many atoms in reactant side? Zinc atoms 1. Here in product side, zinc atoms 1. Nothing is written means you should write it as a 1. Now number of atoms in reactant side for hydrogen is 2, and number of in product side, number of atoms in product side for hydrogen, now this is the subscript 2, so this is 2. Now again number of atoms of chlorine in reactant site is, again here this is applicable for chlorine also I said, so this is 2, and here also for number of atoms in product side for chlorine is again 2. So now we can see for this reaction, here we can see zinc is 1 1 and hydrogen is 2 2 and Cl is 2 2. Now these all are equal to this or not? Yes. So number of atoms in reactant side are equal to number of atoms in the product side. Now this equation, that is zinc plus 2 HCl gives rise to zinc Cl2 plus H2. This equation is called balanced equation. Got it, students? What is balanced equation? Now number of elements. So for any chemical equation, if number of elements in the number of atoms in a reactant side is equal to number of atoms in a product side, then this sort of reaction is called balanced equation. Okay, so we have seen two types of equation. One is skeleton equation, one is balanced equation. Skeleton equation is nothing but number of atoms in a reactant side must not be equal to number of atoms in a product side. So that sort of reaction is called skeleton equation. But for this we can't place any skeleton equation as a chemical reaction. Why, students? Because according to law of conservation of masses, what we can say that number of elements in the reactant side must be equal to number of elements in the product side. So total mass of in a chemical reaction must be equal before the reaction and after the reaction. Total in all, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. So for that reason, what we are doing, we are making these atoms equal. So these atoms in the left hand side and right hand side, we are making it as a equal. So for that reason, if we are making this number of atoms equal, then this sort of reaction is nothing but balanced equation. Okay, so for a skeleton equation, according to law of conservation of mass, we need to make it as a balanced equation. Got it, students? Once you go through this, students, 2 minutes, once you see on the board what I have written, then we'll continue. So once you go through this board, what I have written, this is a skeleton equation, this is a balanced equation, how we have done balanced equation, why we are doing this, because of law of conservation of masses. You can write law of conservation of masses in another way also. Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Once you go through, Now we'll see how to balance a chemical equation. Now we will see how to balance a chemical equation. Now students, we will see how to balance a chemical equation. Okay, so how to balance a chemical equation. What we have, two chemical equations, that is H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O, and C3H8 plus O2 gives rise to CO2 plus H2O. So now we will see how to balance this chemical equation. So first let us consider first example, that is H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O. So now here what we will do, we should write elements. If you want, you can take box, you write elements. Okay, now number of atoms, elements, number of atoms, reactant site and product site. Reactant side and product side. So what are the elements present in this particular reaction? We can say that only two elements are present in this chemical reaction. What are the two elements? Hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so that two elements I am writing like this separately here. Okay, so in reactant side, this is the reactant side, we know now students. So this is the reactant side. This is the reactant side. This is the product side. So reactant side, how many hydrogen atoms present? In a reactant side, we can see here there are 2 hydrogen. Okay, what about in product side? 2 hydrogen. What about oxygen? 2. What about here? 1. So this is equal. Okay, no problem. What about this? Here 2 and 1 not equal, no? So what we should multiply to get 2? What we should multiply by 1? So we should multiply by 2. So in product side you should multiply here with 2. Now see students, H2 plus O2 gives rise to, which side I should multiply now? Product side. This is the product side. So here I should multiply it with 2. So 2H2O. Okay, 2H2O. Now again you see, elements, number of atoms, reactant side and product side, or else you can take LHS or RHS. Okay, so here hydrogen, oxygen. How many hydrogens? 2. How many oxygen? 2. Reactant side. How many products? 2 to the, here you should multiply like this. Okay, 2 to the 4. Okay, 2 to the 4. Again this 2 we should give it to oxygen. So 2 oxygen. Now, but what we have seen here, oxygen is balanced. Reactant side 2 and product side 2. But hydrogen we can see students, here 2 hydrogen and here 4. What number we should multiply to get 4? We should multiply 2. 2 to the 4, isn't it? 2 to the 4. So for that reason we should multiply 2. At the which side we should multiply? For reactant side. And at which element we should multiply? For a hydrogen element. Okay, so hydrogen element, reactant side here. So here we should multiply it. This 2 here we should multiply. So 2H2O plus O2 gives rise to 2H2O. Okay, so 2H2O H2 here we have multiplied by 2. Now you can see at last how many hydrogen we have now. 2 to the 4 hydrogen. How many oxygen? 2. Here 2 to the 4. Reactant side 4 hydrogen. Here 2 to the 4. 4 hydrogen. Oxygen this 2 and here also oxygen 2. Okay. So here now this is our balanced chemical equation. So if you want you can write one more box also. Element, number of atoms, reactant side or LHS you can write, product. So hydrogen. Now count student for hydrogen and oxygen. 2 to the 4 and here 2 to the 4. Here oxygen is 2 and here oxygen is this 2. This is also 2. So now number of atoms in reactant side is equal to number of atoms in a product side. So therefore this is our required balance equation. So this equation is our required balance equation. So this is nothing but skeletal equation. This is nothing but balance equation. So 2H2O now H2 plus O2 we can't write as a skeletal equation. So whenever we are writing reaction between hydrogen and oxygen, what we should write? We should write 2H2 plus O2 gives rise to 2H2O. This is our balanced equation. Got it students? How to balance a chemical equation?